I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. Welcome back to Dumb Witch Club. Yay!
Yay! What a fun day.
With enthusiasm.
We did. I actually said my name initially with a lot of enthusiasm.
I think it's because we are enthusiastic.
I think so too.
And it has nothing to do with anything you're going to see on this episode of Dumb Witch Club.
Not at all. So that's all going to be sucky. No, just kidding. It's not. It's going to be good too, but it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, no, we're excited. But you know what? I was thinking right in this moment, I was thinking, when was the last time we were this excited during the filming of Dumb Witch Club?
Oh gosh.
Because I think it's been a while.
It's been a while, and I can't completely pinpoint which episode it was, but I do remember one where we were so silly.
Oh, yeah. That was a while ago.
It was a while ago. We kept laughing at everything, and it was actually very, very funny.
Yeah.
But I don't know why we were in that mood. I have no idea.
No, there probably was no good reason. Today, there's a great reason.
Today, there's a great reason. They're like, wow, they're actually happy about something.
Yeah.
They're not this sucks.
But what was I just saying earlier? The reason, it's exhausting. I was so tired from being happy and excited about something not even all day, only for the last few hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is why I don't get excited about things. It's exhausting.
It's too much. It's too much for me to handle.
Same.
Oh, and I feel bad about it, but whatever. There's nothing I can do.
No, nothing to feel bad about. Let's do a card pull.
It is what it is. Let's do a card pull.
Let me see. Am I gonna draw?
Yeah, I think you should draw.
Okay. So this is the Oracle of Mystical Moments deck. It is by Katrine Wellstein.
Love it. Love this deck.
Love. This deck is really, really beautiful. It's really positive. I feel like, it has really nice, it's mystical moments.
It's mystical moments. And I love that it's moments. That's what I've always loved about the title of this deck, that it's moments, because so often when we're doing card pulls or thinking about card pulls, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves and frankly on the process and the deck of tell me everything you have to tell me. It's okay, it's not a genie. It's not going to do that. So I like that it says moments, because it's it's a moment. That's simply what it is. And you can make out of it what you want to make out of it, but it doesn't have to be more than just a little magical, mystical moment.
You are absolutely right. I love that.
Right? Less pressure on everybody involved.
Let's see. This is Under My Umbrella.
Ooh.
Under My Umbrella.
Under My Umbrella.
So the artwork here is a very large red bird, and there's a person sort of riding on the back, on the neck of the bird, and holding up an umbrella over himself and the bird, and obviously blocking the rain. There's rain coming down.
It's such a bright, pretty bird.
It's super bright. So I think what I'm getting from this is sort of maybe, because there's two. There's a bird and a guy. So it's kind of the power of relationships, friendships, being there for someone. The bird can't really protect itself, so he's helping the bird. And I don't know, feeling really safe and cozy from, I don't know, maybe... Here's one thing. We're excited about something today.
Yeah, we are.
Right? And the world is still fucked up.
Yeah, totally.
But we're excited about something.
Exactly.
And that's valid, and we're allowed to be. So we are under our own umbrella.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is.
I got it right.
That's so perfect. Yeah, compassion, care, friendship, protection. It's all of those things.
Yay.
It's a good, this is what I would call a good reminder reading, a good affirming reading. And sometimes those are just so nice to get, because you know exactly what it means when you get it, and it just means that you're spot on with your intuition, and you really caught on to it, and it's the universe being yes, good job, A+.
Yes, and take this moment and highlight it.
Yeah, which is the other really good thing about doing ritual like this, because it not forces you, I don't like using that word, but it invites you to take that moment and really just recognize it.
Exactly.
Whereas maybe other times you wouldn't. If you weren't doing something sort of tangible, you wouldn't maybe take that time to be that intentional.
Definitely. So, great card pull. Loved it.
Loved it too. All right.
It's time for why, though.
It's time for why, though. I'm not as
It's time for why, though.
Usually, around these why, those, I'm ugh. This one I'm fine with.
No, I think there is kind of a lot in this why, though. For, say for me, but just it's there, okay? It's not for me.
Yeah.
I didn't put it there. I didn't make it happen.
No.
I just feel like the last few weeks there's been a lot. Eclipse season was a lot. There's also like, we're like, I don't know, not a lot's actually happening.
Totally.
I don't know. It was just kind of stuck, but then also a lot. I don't know. Now I'm like, ooh, it's a bunch of things shifting and changing.
That's absolutely right. I felt that too. I feel like there was a lot just sort of happening upon us. And now it's a lot, but it's more like there's a little bit more control. There's like a little bit more actualization of it.
That was a really long word.
It's not even right. I didn't even say that correctly.
I loved it.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's more active. So, okay, what are we talking about here? What do we want to highlight?
Okay, well, I have on November 8th,
Yes.
Venus is moving into Libra.
Yes. And, you know, Venus has rulership over Libra.
Yeah.
So it's a very comfortable, beautiful sign for her to be in.
She's at home there. She feels
at home
cozy there. And I feel like that's the energy we're going to get. And she's going to be there until December 4th. So that's like a good, nice kind of chunk of time. Like not quite a month, but like a good chunk of time for you to really just like bring those beautiful things towards you and prioritize the things that, you know, you want around you that make you feel kind of like see the beauty in things.
Yes.
I like it. It's like a treat yourself moment, kind of.
Definitely. And, you know, I know we've talked about Libra energy during like Libra, you know, new sign who does Libra episode and other times. And sometimes Libra energy can be challenging. But I feel like for Venus, she's just pulling the beauty and the harmony and, you know, just kind of flowing with all of that way up in the air.
I feel like she softens sort of like the scale aspect of Libra because that's sort of, you know, that's what people focus on. But like the other sides of Libra very much are that creative, that artistic, that aesthetic side. And I feel like Venus really like leans into that.
Totally.
And you can lean into that. And it's less of that like can't make a decision. Like it's less of that. It's more of the other side of Libra, which is really lovely.
Yes, agreed. And I feel like at this time of year, we're still in Scorpio season. We're still coming out of eclipse season. Things might be wrapping up and tumultuous or whatever. So this is a really nice energy to bring to bear.
Yes, love that.
I love that too. Okay, the next big thing.
Next thing I have is Mercury going into Sagittarius.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Okay, how do you feel about this one?
Okay. Yikes. Okay, well, you know I love my Sagittarians.
Yeah, me too.
Sagittarius moon. Sagittarius communication is it's there. It's out there. It's a fire sign. It's definitely out there. Sagittariuses don't really pull punches.
Yeah, no.
Say it like it is. But, you know, that doesn't have to be a negative thing. Again, it can very much like sometimes I like to think about it this way too because I think people focus a lot on outer things like with relationships and stuff. Certainly that can be part of it. But it's also the way you talk to yourself and it's also those energies that you're taking for yourself. And I know that when I lean into my Sagittarius moon in the moments that I really need to be that fire sign for myself, it always serves me well.
That is a great point and a great interpretation there. I also feel like Mercury in Sagittarius is a really good sign for learning.
Totally.
So I think when we talk about Mercury, we often talk about communication, as in talking and communicating, or like technology and computers and phone problems and all this type of stuff. But Mercury is also about taking in information and learning and how you process that. And then obviously Sagittarius is that sort of expansive, like curious desire to experience and take in like all of the philosophical, adventurous, miraculousness of the world. So anyways, I feel like this is a good time to maybe, just whatever that means for you.
Yeah. That's
to learn and
valid.
be open to learning.
I love that. Yeah, lots of like, I imagine a lot of experiences, like an opportunity to encounter things and really like take them as learning experiences, whether they're good or bad. And I also feel like because it's the time of year that it is too, there's a lot of room for sort of those like energetic downloads, those spiritual downloads.
Totally. Ooh, and that's leading right into my next point, which is 11/11. Which is a date coming up on the 11th
which are
of November, which is the 11th month. You got it?
See what I did?
Yeah, see how smart I am?
No one's ever pointed that out before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the first one that's noticing this. So
Literal genius.
yeah, so like Mercury's not even in Sag yet, and look how smart and learning I am.
And I'm learning from you, so.
No, anyways, 1111,
Yeah.
obviously that's sort of an angel number, the repetitive ones.
Yeah.
This is like a super high frequency vibration date.
Yep.
And number. And so anyway, I feel like it kind of is aligning with what you were talking about, like psychic
Yes.
downloads and just kind of those sudden like spiritual like realizations or moments where you just like know something and it's just there. You know?
Love those moments. I live for them.
Yes. No, I know. Ugh, we were just talking about a bunch of stuff like that.
So much.
And also the number one is a good one for new beginnings too.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Just look at all this going on.
Look at all this stuff. It's so good. Okay, and then I had another. Did you have?
I have nothing else. That's all I have.
Okay, I have one more thing, and it's, I mean, not like super obscure or anything, but it doesn't have like a specific astrological meaning necessarily.
Ooh, okay, I love it.
But so there's a grouping of stars called the Pleiades.
I love that
Or the
name.
Seven Sisters. And this cluster of stars, they group together, and there's 7 of them, obviously. And that, I guess it is a constellation, technically.
Yeah, that would be a constellation.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how to categorize it.
Our
But
producer is nodding his
Yeah.
consent to that it is a
he
constellation.
knows about astronomy, not astrology.
So we just sort of,
yeah.
he's indicating that we are correct.
So, anyways, yes, thank you. Appreciate that. So these 7 sisters are rising in the sky right now,
I love
and
that.
will be more and more visible over the next few months, and kind of reaching their peak visibility in a couple of weeks. So it's just a reminder of the cycles of birth and death and rebirth and beginnings and endings and kind of all of that again.
Love that, and I love the number 7.
Yes, and this number 7, got more numerology going on. So yeah, that's a lot.
Amazing.
Very good.
What good stuff.
Why though?
Why though? Why is it so good? People out
Don't
there are
ask.
like, it's not. Why are you saying that? It's horrible. I hope it's not horrible.
No, there's always good somewhere, truly.
There really is.
So that's why though.
Love it.
Okay.
Okay. Big witch energy.
Big witch energy. Okay, so this is a new concept.
Yeah.
It really is. Not like 1111. That was not a
Not
new
like
concept.
these are numbers.
Yeah, not like that. No, this is a new concept.
Yeah.
So as you may recall, unless you're super new yourself, we have had a series over the last year called New Sign Hootis.
Yeah.
And we went through all the signs in the zodiac.
Yeah.
So we ended that. We did all 12.
Series wrapped up.
Yes.
That was a wild ride. You really should go back and watch some of those because that was insane. And there's little mini series within those that are really fun. And,
Yes, totally.
that was fun for me to do. And you should watch those, but we're embarking on a new journey here.
We are. And what is it?
New Moon Hootis.
Scorpio edition.
Yeah, which, I think it's a great title. I think what we came up with is great. However, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, I hope people don't get confused as in thinking about that it's a new moon, like we're talking about the new moon.
Oh, no.
I know, it's a little confusing, but I think that they're just going to have to get used to it because there's really nothing else that we can say. And I mean, I feel like if we put the sign we're talking about, then that makes sense, right?
Well, and because we are going to still be talking about these in zodiac order,
Yes.
there is a new moon in Scorpio because it's Scorpio season.
Exactly.
So it's not that misleading.
Not that misleading. It kind of fits.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're talking about more than just that, but yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
Well, all
new
right.
moon, who dis?
So if you're confused, sorry.
Sorry, but you shouldn't be now because we just explained it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, we'll see.
So what this is rather than just talking about like the general energy of the sign, which kind of lends toward a sun sign type of feeling.
Sure.
We're going to specifically talk about the moon and how different sign energies show up if you have your moon placement in that sign.
That's right.
Right?
Yes. So we're moving kind of deeper into the looking at your personal birth chart, at your natal chart. So at this point, what you may want to do if you don't have any of these things, if you're just kind of checking this out and you don't know a super lot about sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, what are these? We do have other basic episodes. I hate saying that, but like...
I know, basic... It sort of became an insult, but it's not
It's
actually
not,
it's foundational. How about that?
Foundational, yes, we have those where you can learn about how to calculate your moon sign, how to figure that out. Also, your rising. We have an episode on the big three, which covers kind of that whole foundation. So that would be good to check out if you're watching this thinking, what the heck? Like, I have a moon? You do.
Yeah, no, very good, very good. So the moon is one of the major, well, it's a luminary, but not a planet, but the sun and the moon are really two of the top three kind of major, personality aspects that we look at when we're looking at our own charts, like you were saying. So the moon symbolizes your emotional needs.
Yeah.
Your relationship to emotions and feelings.
Yes, very important.
The moon is about security.
Yes.
What you need in order to feel secure.
Absolutely.
It's sort of the quote unquote mother, planet, if you will, which mother is not a gendered term. It's just sort of the type of caregiving that, there's kind of different energies with how you give care.
Yeah.
And that mothering care is that really nurturing, emotional kind of care. But a lot of us also have a mother,
a mother,
a biological mother or mother figures. And so sometimes those people can relate into your moon sign too, in one way or another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a deeper side of you. It's an intuitive side of you. It's everything Jackie just said about I love that she mentioned the secure attachment sort of that really comes into play. And that's not talked about a lot with moon sign. You really hear sort of the blanket statement for moon sign is it's like your emotional side and like that's all. And that's people stop at that. Right. Your emotions are tied into every single part of who you are. So that doesn't really quite define it. It really is about the way you relate and the way that you process things that you go through. And it's a lot of inner work. So moon is it's nighttime. It's very shadowed. It's very inner. So that's where those things are going to come to play.
And another aspect that I think is sometimes forgotten to be mentioned with the moon is it also represents your automatic daily habits of living.
Yeah.
And this kind of goes back to like the very earliest ways that you learned to exist in the world.
Yeah.
In your childhood and kind of ties into like the mothering or parenting kind of aspect in that way too. But your sort of habits of the way you just move through and go about the world is very much represented in your moon.
That's so true. And the way that you, like, you know how that trend is like, I'm romanticizing this or like I'm romanticizing my life because I'm like doing this, whatever. But that's moon sign energy. Like that's your lens that you wear to move about and sort of the way that you interact with the world and how you sort of take experiences and synthesize them for yourself. And you can be, depending on your moon placement, like that can be a very sort of like romantic way of looking at things, or it could be the opposite of that or whatever. So,
well, what if your moon is in Scorpio?
Well, then my condolences to you. I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, but your moon is not in Scorpio.
No, it's not, thank God.
But your sun is in Scorpio.
My sun is in Scorpio. I'm happier with that. That's better for me. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, so I think obviously, I'm just kidding. We're joking, in a way. But I think that one thing that actually potentially does play into a kernel of truth within what we're saying is that all planets and the luminaries have rulerships and exaltations. And so these are kind of like the top two signs that they're most comfortable in and represent the best expression of that sign or that planet's energy. And so in the case of the moon, that would be Cancer and Taurus.
Yeah.
And so when the moon or any planet is in the opposite sign of those placements, that is said to be in detriment or fall. And, you know, the moon is in its fall in Scorpio.
Right.
So what that means is that when any planet is in its fall or detriment, it's weakened. There is a conflict inherently between the energy of the planet and the way that the sign is trying to get that energy expressed.
Yeah.
So there is sort of inherently a challenge with having a moon in Scorpio.
Yeah, absolutely. There is. And, you know, we are joking about that, obviously. It's every placement has its beauty and everything like that. There's
Absolutely.
just more challenge to some of them. And this is challenge, but like we've talked about with other concepts, just because there's squares or there's challenges or there's, you know, sort of discomfort and not alignment, like totally initially right off the bat, doesn't mean that it's bad. Those are places where you really find tremendous growth. When things are just streamlined and aligned, you know, it's beautiful. We need those things too, because you need a break sometimes. But it's the other placements that really have the potential for that tremendous change. And the Scorpio energy really is all about that transformational change. So
definitely,
while it might be a tough existence to have it, it's pretty amazing though.
Yes, and I think it really makes sense as you were explaining it in that way. Like, how many of us would just raise our hand up high and say we're totally comfortable with change and deep transformation? I mean, the answer is nobody. Even Scorpios.
No, exactly.
And how about all of that when it specifically comes to your growth in emotional ways?
Exactly.
No, thank you.
No.
Nobody's volunteering for that. That is tough.
Very.
That is a tough demand to meet. And if that demand exists because in your chart, your moon is in Scorpio, you are called to very deep emotional transformation throughout your lifetime. That's tough.
It's very tough. It's tough for anybody. And it's with a layer on top of it of, you know, the 8th house energy too, which is, it's a dark and lonely place to be.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to get you. Not everybody's going to get why you think about things that are like morbid or macabre or like, why are you even, you can't help it. That's just where, you know, you sort of live. And so you're doing that, but also on top of it, just like this massive change and being required to be so mature emotionally. Like, that's why I'm like, oh, I'm glad that
and I think
not Scorpio.
It's even more true for a Scorpio moon than a Scorpio sun or even a Scorpio rising.
Absolutely.
And I think because Scorpio is a night energy as well, and the moon is a night energy, like you really just have like kind of this double veil.
Yes.
And, you know, so I was thinking about in terms of like having a really deep emotional connectedness and comfort with the dark side of life.
Definitely.
And I thought Morticia Adams has a Scorpio moon. She must.
She must. Yeah, because there's a affinity and a comfort there. She just fits it, you know. But there's a depth to her and her understanding of herself, her family, how they are.
Yes, and so she's giving that nurturance to her family from this comfortability with darkness.
Yeah. Yes.
And I just think that's so cool.
It's very cool because that's the other side of it. Like we're talking about it in terms of like how it could be tough and how it could be hard, and like those things are true. But I also really do think like Scorpio moons they want to probe, like they want to, they are comfortable with sort of confronting those like shadows. They're like kind of life's work. So the confrontation of those things and the evaluation of those things and kind of bringing those things out into, not like into the light as much as like a Scorpio sun, but like delving for the truth in those things is something that Scorpio moons definitely do and can feel very comfortable doing it. It makes other people uncomfortable maybe, but they're fine with it.
Yeah, and I really think, like, kind of going back to that concept of the moon being in its fall in Scorpio.
Right.
I think that when a way of understanding that and even reconciling that, and obviously a lot of this is also going to depend on how evolved of a person someone is, and other aspects that exist in their chart and so on and so forth. So, you know, just again, one of those caveats that we throw in there. But a way to sort of reconcile is the moon in Cancer and in Taurus, where she's really comfortable. She's comfortable.
Yeah.
And Scorpio is really all about discomfort.
Yeah.
And taboo subjects and sort of, you know, the dark hidden under the rocks. So there is automatically this kind of push-pull that's going to happen.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because it's like there is this command or demand for change and transformation, but then there's also this pull to like, let's just stay comfy and cozy, you know? So I think the way to combine that is to be really comfortable with that dark stuff.
Yeah.
And that is sort of the evolution I think that can happen with a Scorpio moon.
Absolutely. Yeah. When you said that push-pull, I was like, yes, that's, yeah, I think there's so much push-pull with Scorpio moon energy. I think, because it's Scorpio energy. So, of course, like, they want, like, connection and love and sensuality and everything, just like that's the Scorpio energy, right? But it manifests itself so differently in this placement. And I feel like they love and want that, but then they pull back like, yeah, but I can't show that because if I do, like, then this is going to happen or that's going to happen.
Yes, I think, or it also comes out in a sort of Scorpio quality of like almost obsessive, compulsive, like, you know, you must give this to me, like a smothering kind of a, you know, which ultimately does not get them with the thing that they want. So.
No, and then they're like really depressed about it. Yeah. But yes, that I think there is an inherent, just within themselves, this push-pull of like, do I show this? Do I keep it secret? Like, do I bring this to light or do I just like hide it in the shadows? Yeah. You know, and constantly negotiating those things is tiring. And also, like, Scorpio energy is kind of paranoid. So there's that constant evaluation of like, if I do, is somebody going to judge me, or like, what are they going to think about me? Like, not that I have experience with these thoughts.
Yeah, I know. But it's almost like sometimes a Scorpio is not comfortable being comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. I need to pause the fact. Oh God.
That's it.
I really be doing that to myself. Like, you just called me the F out.
Yeah. So I think, imagine if you also had a moon there.
I was just saying that. I was like, the piano's going to fall on my head. Piano's going to fall on my head. And you were like, no, it's not. And I'm like, pretty sure it is.
Yeah, but it's not. So.
And like you telling me just like to be comfortable and which is like, so you're like Leo job to do.
Yeah.
Not that you have a job to do, but it's like what you do for me. And you make me kind of get into that place, but then there's always that side of me that's just like, but I can't just be comfortable, because what do I do with that?
Exactly. How do I transform that? It's like, no,
that?
you don't, you know?
I know, which is so... Scorpio moons could never.
Yes.
Could never.
I know. So again, like, I feel like it is a tough placement, not because it's a bad placement or a negative placement.
Not at all.
There is so much potential for growth and transformation, but the type of growth and transformation that is particularly unappealing to moon energy.
Yeah.
The moon's like, nah, I don't wanna.
I know.
But Scorpio's like, come on,
we have
through.
to.
Come through, we have to, we're going. And the moon's like,
I know. I know.
You know? But then I think eventually she's like, oh, you're a water sign? Oh, you're a night energy? Okay, I feel safe with you. Let's go.
That's true. That's a really good way of looking at it. Yeah. I like that. And again, that's a little bit of a push-pull going on.
It is.
So inherent in this energy.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of love this, though.
I do, too. It's very interesting. I feel like this kind of energy that we're describing is the energy that attracts me to, like, things I want to read, things I want to watch. I love this idea of that there's things that we haven't uncovered, and maybe people are sort of hiding things, and what are those? And, like, are we going to know?
Yeah.
And it makes you think deeply, and it's morally ambiguous, and you're sort of evaluating how you feel and changing your mind. Like, I love that kind of thing. So I'm very drawn to what this is. I don't want it, but I'm drawn to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And that's very Scorpio as well.
Yeah.
I just feel like, so just to go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
If you hear, or if people hear anything about Scorpio, there's a lot of judgment. But if you know someone, or if you have a moon in Scorpio and someone's like, oh my God, that's so crazy, that's awful, you know, whatever. Even if it is really tough, at least maybe you can have some compassion for yourself or other people for why it's tough, and not just be like, oh my God, that's horrible.
Exactly. And if you're a Scorpio moon, chances are you're already delving into all of that stuff, and whatever they're going to say you've already thought of, and it doesn't bother you because you're like, you think that's bad? It's not. I've been to places you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. I don't know. Is there anything else to pontificate on in this?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
We support you.
We do. We definitely do. I thought this was interesting, and it was different than our standard new sign who does Scorpio discussion.
So different.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I hope it's helpful.
I think it is. I think it actually will be. It's helpful to me. I don't know. I don't even have a moon in Scorpio.
I know, and it's still helpful to me, like, just to understand it, because it helps you to understand other people. You may not know what their moon is. A lot of times you're not going to, but if you do and it comes up or something, like, that would be really cool for you to have some of these key, aspects and really to have some understanding of them. Like, it's a lot. So.
Ooh, and the more you learn and the more you know about this stuff, you can start to guess people's astrology placements with accuracy, and it's so much fun.
It's so fun.
Because they're like, what? Like,
we
freaking
love
out.
It. We
it's so
love
much
it.
fun.
We love doing that. And it's great to start with kind of sun sign and then, move another layer into moon sign. And then obviously, like, rising comes into play too, because that's sometimes easier to see. But this is really
But it's also
good.
harder to know what that is for
It
people.
is harder to know.
So.
And you could guess, but they may not even know. And so
Exactly.
it's hard to confirm. A moon is easier to confirm. So.
For sure, because it's only one or two possibilities on any given birth date.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anywho, okay, all right, I think that wraps up our big witch energy.
It does.
Which means...
it is time for Spell of the Week.
Yes, lay it on me, girl. I'm
Okay.
ready.
All right, good. I'm hoping that this is going to be helpful for some people. I was really drawn to do this. It's interesting because I was drawn to do this. I don't have a music song lyric for this one this week.
Aww.
I know. I'm sorry. I'll get back to that at some point. So I really do like that.
No, it was very cute.
It's fun, and I'm usually inspired by that. But this week, something was just dawning on me of this is what's necessary. And not even just for me. I felt like collectively. So this is a protection spell. It's just a basic protection spell. And it's more of like a spiritual protection spell. Not really for like, the person that keeps bothering you or that guy you can't get rid of or whatever. It's more of spiritual entities and that kind of thing. So
yes, okay.
It's very simple. All you need is a candle and some salt.
Love, love, love.
Yeah, and I like to use lavender salt, but you can use any kind of salt, basic salt, whatever. And any color candle you want, whatever makes you happy and feel comforted. So what I want you to do is I want you to light the candle first. So typically, like, a lot of times we'll be like, okay, you make the circle. I want you to place the candle wherever you're going to place it, stand, sit, whatever. I want you to light the candle first. And then what I want you to do is I want you to look at the candle's flame and pull the light into you. Imagine pulling the light into you, not just into you, but making an aura around you. And very close is how I'm imagining it. Close around you. Not your home, you.
Yes.
You. And then once you feel like that's going, you can sense it, it's happening, then I want you to do your salt circle because that's going to seal in all the juices. I don't know. This is how I'm thinking of it. Then once you've done that, then I want you at that point to close your eyes because you've got it all going, right? It's all there. And then I'm just going to give you a little sample of something to say. If you like it, wonderful. If you want to say something else, say something else. But this is sort of what I thought of. So I call upon my given power and the protection of my spirit guides. By this ancient power, I invite only positive intentions. Every other darkness take flight, so mote it be.
I love that.
I think it's such a great time of year to really connect with those spirit guides, really pull them into, protecting you. And like, because the veil is thin and it stays that way till the end of the year, it's not just on Halloween, it stays. You're gonna encounter, when it's thin, those great, good energies are coming through, and we love this for us, but you're also encountering some of these other ones that you really just don't want around you, and you don't have to understand why. You don't have to name them. You don't have to use words like demon. You can think
you don't
of them
have to know who they are.
No.
It doesn't matter.
No, you don't have to. But you will know, I don't like this, I'm sensing this, especially if you're a Scorpio moon, because that is definitely happening if you're a Scorpio moon. This is just a way to be like, no, actually, you're not invited here.
Yep.
And this is who is invited here, and you're sealing it up. And then whatever you want to do with the candle, I think it can go either direction. I really think you could extinguish it, because it's then, right, like sealing it.
Right.
You could let it burn down if you want to. My intuition is telling me to extinguish it.
Yeah, and I think even in this case, and you could tell me what you think, is not to blow it out and let that smoke draft everywhere, but like, so that it's just extinguished.
Yes. That's exactly how I thought of it.
Yes, perfect.
Yes. So hope that brings some comfort and loveliness. And
I love it. I love how simple it is. I love it for this time of year because the veil is thin.
Yeah.
I also just want to add, and again, tell me if you disagree.
Yeah.
You don't have to be feeling any negative energy or presences to do this either.
No,
you can just do it, and then you feel protected, and you feel like you have called on your spirit guides, and they have come to you, regardless. So
I'm glad you said that, because yes, I completely agree. Okay. Because I sort of go with like how I feel things.
Yeah, no,
but I feel them all the time. I'm a Scorpio, so that's how that goes. But no, that's absolutely true. And I think whenever you're doing a spell, right? We've said this multiple times. Spells are intention. The intention is the best part of it. What you bring to it is the best part of it. It's not the candle. It's not the thing you bought. It's your intention. Putting your intention out there by saying, this is what I'm inviting in and this is what I'm saying no to, it doesn't mean that that's happening to you, but it's saying, like, if I'm making my intentions clear, this is making it the most clear. And with the time of year and everything like that, it is good to be specific. You want to be specific. So if you are going to do it, I think it is good to just make it very clear exactly what you're inviting in and what you're not.
I love this. Couldn't love it more, honestly. So thank you so much.
Thank you
for helping all us dumb witches.
Of course. I love it.
This was a very satisfying episode for me, and was it good for you?
It was good for me too. Should we do it again next week?
Yeah,
same
definitely.
Time, same place.
Same time, same place.
Love that.
So until then,
stay witchy, friends.
And stay dumb.
Dumb Witch Club is written and produced by us, Ashley Sidner
and Jackie Gerard, at the Dumb Witch Clubhouse in Orange County, California.
Produced and edited by Matt Heinemeyer. Creative Director and Culture Consultant, Violet Turner.
Original music by Ashley Sidner. And look us up on all your favorite social media platforms, including Patreon.
Until next time, stay witchy, friends.
And stay dumb.